Hitler was the most influential leader because he created fear in the prison camps and outside of them, creating the most hatred with his power and authority Germany has ever known. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1889 in Braunau am Inn, Austria. In Hitler's early years, he wanted to become an artist. He fought bitterly and often with his father, who wanted him to enter the civil service. After his father died in 1903, Hitler eventually persuaded his mom to permit him to pursue his dream to become a visual artist. As she lay dying of breast cancer in 1907, he took the exam to the Vienna Academy of the Arts and failed to gain acceptance. Hitler joined the army and fought during World War I. Germany's loss of World War I hit him hard, and that is where his hatred of the Jews started, because most of them were politicians. Most believe it was the politicians' fault for the loss of World War I. When the Jews were blamed for Germany's loss, Hitler started to become hungry for power and bitter from the sorrow he had suffered. He wanted to become the leader of the Nazis, and maybe even the leader of Germany. He was determined to get his revenge against the Jews. Hitler was known as evil and cruel after he was elected in 1921 as Nazi Party leader. Hitler was among the few people to first join the National Socialist German Workers' Party, also known as the Nazi Party. Contrary to popular beliefs, Hitler did not start the Nazi Party, he merely joined it. Nearly 13 years later, he became the leader of Germany, and he soon created prison camps and death camps for any violators of the Nazi policy. Hitler commanded the Nazis and SS officers to create ghettos where all Jews were supposed to live. Their stores started to slowly collapse after money became scarce. They were given ration cards and had limited resources as a result. Some were able to get kids under the brick walls of the ghetto for food, but it was rare and costed money, and money only existed with the newcomers of the ghetto. Hitler not only led his people by fear, but he gave them new laws, and the laws prohibited anyone from running against him for election. He created fear throughout Germany because of what he did to the Jews or anyone that was different regardless of race, religion, or culture. It was believed that Hitler was the start of World War II because he went against the Treaty of Versailles by creating an army. Although Hitler hated the Jews, some Jews fought on the German side of the war and came out of the war heroic and earned medals. Shortly after Hitler came to power, he developed the idea of a perfect race. Blonde hair and blue eyes is what he considered perfect. His idea included eliminating many religions, cultures, and races, and any that did not conform to this idea was put in a concentration camp. Many did not know what the concentration camps were like. Not many got out of them or survived them. They were treated like animals, traveling in cattle cars on a train from one camp to another, without food or water. Some people died on this train ride and would stay standing because of how crowded it was in the train car. Many people disliked Hitler, including those who did not live in Germany, and some even portrayed him as evil. Even though he didn't kill a single person with his own hands, he did kill people using his power over the Nazis. Many said it was a shame to be a German during this point in history. During World War II, Hitler invaded the Soviet Union, believing that they should change their culture and have the next generation become the perfect race, and also wanting more control of Europe. His army was unprepared and either starved or froze to death during one of the most harsh winters in the Soviet Union. Hitler's plan slowly started to collapse over him, and he eventually admitted defeat and he surrendered on April 20th, 1945. Adolf Hitler died on April 30th, 1945, 10 days after his surrender. They thought his body was found in the bunker where he resided, but found that the body was 2 inches shorter than the actual Hitler. His body hasn't yet been discovered, but evidence of Hitler's behavior showed that he committed a double suicide with his wife, whom he married 2 days earlier.